The ice under the bed. The first thing my daughter noticed wasn't the sound, it was the cold. She came into our bedroom at 2:14 a.m., barefoot, wrapped in her blanket like a cape. She stood next to the bed without speaking. I only woke up because the air around her felt wrong, colder somehow, like a window had been left open in the middle of January. "Daddy?" she whispered. "It's colder under my bed." I told her it was probably a draft. Old house, winter, pipes, the usual excuses adults use when they don't want to get out of bed. She shook her head. "No, it's not the room. It's just under the bed." I sighed, got up, and followed her down the hall. Our house isn't new, built in the 1970s, raised foundation, crawl space underneath. We've had mice, frozen pipes, even a raccoon once. Nothing dramatic, nothing unnatural. Her room felt normal when we walked in. Heater running, carpet warm, no open windows. "See?" I said. "Everything's fine." She pointed. "There!" I knelt down and lifted the edge of the bedskirt. The air that rolled out from underneath was sharp. Not just cold, winter cold, the kind that bites your fingers and dries your throat. I pulled my hand back instinctively. That's when I saw it. A thin layer of ice, right on the hardwood floor beneath the bed. Not frost, not condensation. Ice. Clear, solid, spreading outward in a rough oval, like something had been lying there long enough for the cold to settle. I just stared. It didn't make sense. The heater was on. The rest of the floor was warm. You couldn't get ice like that unless the temperature dropped below freezing, and it hadn't. "Daddy?" she asked. "Is it supposed to look like that?" "No," I said. "It's not." I checked the vents. Warm air. I checked the thermostat. Normal. I even touched the ice again just to make sure I wasn't imagining it. It was real. I carried her to our room and told her she could sleep with us for the night. I didn't tell my wife until morning. By daylight, the ice was gone. No water, no dampness, no warped wood. Just a faint discoloration on the floor, like a shadow that didn't know where to go. I convinced myself it had been a trick of temperature, maybe cold air from the crawl space. Maybe I'd panicked. That night, my daughter refused to sleep in her room. "I hear it moving," she said. "Where?" "Under me." I laughed too loudly. "That's just the house settling." She looked at me in a way no 6-year-old should. "It scratches when it thinks I'm asleep." The third night, I heard it too. Not a voice, not footsteps. Scraping. Soft, slow, deliberate, like fingernails dragging across wood from beneath the floor. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, counting the seconds between sounds. Every time I held my breath, the scraping stopped. When I exhaled, it continued. The next morning, I pulled up the rug in her room. There were scratches in the hardwood, long, uneven lines. Not deep, but intentional, like something testing the surface. I called a contractor, then a pest control company, then another contractor. They all said the same thing. No signs of animals, no moisture, no structural issues. One of them joked, "Unless you've got a freezer under there." That night, the temperature dropped in her room again. This time, it spread. Ice crept out from under the bed in thin veins, branching across the floor like a map of frozen rivers. The window fogged from the inside. And beneath the ice, movement. Not fast, not frantic. Slow, as if whatever it was had all the time in the world. I grabbed my phone and dropped to my knees, shining the flashlight under the bed. The beam caught something pale. Not fur, not skin. Ice. A shape pressed up from below the floorboards, distorting the frozen surface like a face beneath thin lake ice. And then, scratch, directly beneath where my daughter would have been sleeping. We left that night. We stayed in a motel on the edge of town, one of those places that smells like old carpet and coffee that's been burned too many times. At 3:02 a.m., my phone buzzed. A temperature alert from the smart thermostat. Child's bedroom, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. I turned the phone off. The next morning, the police came with us. They thought maybe squatters, maybe someone living in the crawl space. They lifted the access panel. The crawl space was empty, dry, too clean. No footprints, no insulation disturbed, but the underside of the floor beneath my daughter's room was coated in ice, thick, smooth, and scored with long parallel grooves, like something had been pacing back and forth, waiting. We moved out a week later. The buyers never asked about the scratches. 6 months passed, almost enough time to forget. Then winter came, and my daughter started complaining again. Not about her room, about her bed. "It's colder underneath," she said quietly. "We live on the second floor now. There is no crawl space, no basement, no reason for cold to rise from below." That night, I woke to silence. No heater, no wind, no sound at all. I slid my hand over the edge of the bed. The floor beneath was frozen solid, and somewhere below us, something scratched, slowly, patiently, like it had followed us home.